would like to say a quick disclaimer that if you're not into yaoi or boys love, please click away from the video now. Yaoi manga that made me cry. I would like to admit that I'm not much of a crier in public or anything like that, but if I am at home and I see a really sad video of an injured dog or read a really sad yaoi, I will bawl like a baby. So here are some yaoi manga recommendations that will definitely bring on the waterworks. Well, for me at least. So the mangas are not in any particular order, so we're just gonna go straight down the list. First we have Live Senjou no Bokura, and in this story we have Ito and the childlike Nishi meet by chance during a single player game of White Line Game, which the rules are simple. You just do not step over the line or else you'll fall into a pool of sharks or you'll fall into a bunch of sharp crystals at the bottom. So do not fall off the white line. Falling in love, Ito gets frustrated over the fact that they only get to rendezvous on the white line, and so from high school to college and then to adulthood, we get to see a deeply moving work depicting the lives of two men who are madly in love with each other. Until we had Ito questioning his future plans. Way to ruin a perfectly cute relationship, Ito. Oh, my heart just breaks. So I will leave it like that. You guys can take a look at the manga to find out what happens. So next we have Given, and Given is now a really popular anime currently playing on Crunchyroll, and just gonna do a quick summary, which is Uenoyama, the name is kind of hard to say, meets Matthew, who's holding onto a broken guitar. The moment Uenoyama finishes the guitar, Matthew becomes completely attached to him. However, hearing Matthew's song, this leaves a really deep impression on him. Hence, this begins the romantic relationship of the two, and he learns that Matthew actually has a boyfriend who has passed away. And so we get to see the pain of losing somebody that Matthew truly loves and how he copes with it, and how he did not even get to say goodbye to his boyfriend who had died. When I read the manga, I teared up a little bit, and then when I watched the anime, I cried like a baby. This is just a really touching and enlightening and tragic, but yet inspiring manga plus anime. Yeah, that's a lot of words to describe this. And no, sadly, I cannot play this clip because I would definitely get flagged. But I love this song so much. I'm so obsessed. So next we actually have a series. We have Kyuuso wa Chise no Yume o Miru, and then we also have Sojou no Kawaii wa Nido Haneru. For the first section of the story, for Kyuuso wa Chise, we have Kyoichi's indecisive character has led him to repeatedly commit the foolish mistake of adultery. One day, Imagase, a college classmate he hasn't seen since graduation, shows up as the private detective hired by his wife to investigate her husband. And so we see Imagase, however, propose a deal that he will not tell Koichi's wife about his affairs, but instead for compensation he wants his body, because we see here that Imagase has been in love with Kyoichi since college. And then we have the second part that continues with their relationship, and we see here that this second volume to the story is actually where all the waterworks comes in. And just don't even talk about chapter 3. Chapter 3 is still painful to this day, but this is one of the manga that I felt like really was well portrayed when it talked about homosexual man and if they were to date a straight person. And you know, this is definitely not like based on a true story or anything, but this manga really depicts that really well in the characters and in the storytelling, and the fact that Koichi can't really deal with love, or how he doesn't really know what the meaning of love is and how to define love or show it. I'm kind of obsessed with Imagase's own obsession for Kyoichi. I just think it's really heart-wrenching, but at the same time it's a little crazy. But love can make anybody a little crazy, I guess. So next we have Zei, or Ze. Zei is actually a series of stories containing multiple couples, and I will just quickly tell the summary of the first one since it can get a little confusing with all the stories that's in here. After the death of his grandmother and only remaining relative, we have Shinakawa Raizo moves in with the mysterious Mito family. And he soon learns that the Mito family's secret is that they can use great power with only their words. But because of this power harms the body of the user, the Mito family pairs up with human-like paper dolls, also known as kami, to transfer their wombs to them through bodily fluid contact. For me in particular, I love volume 8 to 9 because there's a couple by the name of Shui and Asari, and their story goes into detail about their relationship since they were younger and they became a kami human pair, and how there's possibly an expiration date. Even though the kami is not particularly human, they're not immortal as well. I really love how the characters would go to the extreme lengths to stay with their loved ones, even though the odds may not be on their side. Next, we have Mou Ichido Nando Demo. On his way home from picking up a matching set of rings for himself and his lover, Fuji Takahiro is hit by a car. And therefore, the following amnesia degrades his live-in lover, Kototaro, to a mere flatmate, and a series of misunderstandings threatens to tear the couple apart. So we have here Fuji Takahiro, who was originally straight, and he is dating Kototaro, and he has forgotten that he is in a homosexual relationship, which is a very important detail. The whole forgetting part is actually kind of cute and comical how they went about it. It's more of when they was trying to rebuild the relationship that is more of the heartbreak. And this manga, I didn't expect to bring tears to my eyes because it is more of an erotic manga, especially from the beginning to the middle part. You don't expect to be so deeply involved with the characters and actually really connect with them as well. But definitely, it wasn't just sad tears, it was happy tears and emotional tears, and just this manga really just brought everything together. Even though there was more of a comical approach in the beginning, all the emotions is still there. I really like it when you jump into a book and you're expecting one thing, but you get so much more. So it's like a pleasant surprise. So next we have Lonely Do Organdy. And here we have Haruto, a lonely singer who never sings, suddenly becomes able to see ghosts. He meets Akira, a ghost with the skin of Organdy, and also living in his apartment. For this manga, you guys will definitely have to get your tissues ready. And again, Okuritsu Tanaka sensei does a beautiful job at her drawings and her storytelling. As this manga is quite short, each chapter is full of emotions and drama. And so another bittersweet thing about the manga that I totally relate to is that Haruto gives his dream a try and he fails the first couple times, and it just knocks him down. And reading him get back on his feet with the help of his ghost friend is something that is just so heartwarming. So if you have not read this manga yet, give it a read and find out what happened to the characters. Now we have the next one that is called 500 Nen no Itonami. We have Yamada Taro commits suicide after the loss of his lover and wakes up in a suspended animation of 250 years in the future. The android tasked with assisting him, that treats him kindly and with tender care, is the disappointing robot of his former lover, an intense future love story about a stubborn young man who learns to accept love and pursue his aspirations. When reading this manga the first time around, you're not emotionally attached to any of the characters, but it was actually the second time around when I read it that I became really emotional, just because of the robot's inability to really express human emotions, even though he is trying his best to keep his human alive. And also knowing Yamada Taro's loneliness, that he is the only human alive and that all around him is just robots with no emotions. And the only thing that really gives him that human connection is his robot. And so these are the mangas that I remember recently for bawling my eyes out to. And I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would subscribe, click the like or comment below, and ring the little bell. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching.